Where you get your beats? HustleDreamProduction.
Alright YouTube, so to start off this haircut, what I'm going to do is I'm going to saturate my client's hair with water. Now, it's going to take a minute, for my client's hair to absorb this water. Because he has low porosity hair texture, it takes a lot for the water to absorb. So you're going to see me spray and mist it in his hair. I'm running my hands through it. That way, the water can absorb his hair quicker. So my client wanted to keep this mullet look, but he wanted 2 inches off the top. So right now I'm just sectioning off at the parietal ridge and just bringing that hair down, making sure that part is really neat. All right. The reason why I don't want to start on the sides first is because I want to get the top knocked out. All right. I don't want the hair to be wet while I'm, fading the sides. I'm also going to be sectioning it off on the other side, doing the same exact thing, making sure that part at the parietal ridge, which is the area, which means the top and the sides, all right? It's that middle area right there where I'm working on. So I'm just kind of making sure that part is neat as possible, bringing the hairs down, and I'm going to work on the top, taking off 2 inches. So how I'm going to attack it is I'm going to go from the middle first. I'm going to set my guideline, which is roughly about 2 inches. I'm going to take off 2 inches, cut it, and then use that piece as a traveling guideline, traveling all the way back on the top. Now, I'm going to work on the sides last. I'll just make sure the top is nice and leveled. Again, taking off 2 inches. Now after I do that, I'm gonna cross-check my work, basically lifting it up on the sides and making sure everything is at that length where I set it in the middle. You know what I mean? I'm just matching everything up to that. So whatever I missed on the road going down to the middle, I'm gonna clean it up on the sides. Now, when it comes to the back, I'm going to take a piece of the top and use that guideline and basically, just take off another 2 inches. I really don't want to take 2 inches off on the back. I'm really just going to take about 1 inch off in the back because he still wants it longer and he still wants that mullet look. So after I'm done, taking it down to my client's length that he wants, I'm just gonna blow dry everything. I'm not really gonna set in a style yet. I'm just gonna make sure everything is dry so that I can, work on the side taper. next, I am going to set the same part at the parietal ridge, sectioning off the hair, setting my duck clips, because I just like working on a clean canvas. I don't want things in the way. So what I'm doing is just setting that part again, bringing down the hair, making sure everything is nice and laid. I don't like cutting on wet hair, so that's why I made sure everything was dry. So usually I would debulk, but I don't really want to do that as to show you guys like step by step. So I just went ahead and grabbed my trimmers, and I'm setting my guideline in a triangle like shape. All right, this is real visible so you guys can see the steps step by step and not wonder what I did or add too many steps where it confuses you guys. So I'm gonna go step by step as if this was debulked, so you guys can get a good feel of how to set guidelines doing a burst taper. Now what I'm gonna do is grab my black masters, and with the lever open, I'm going up about a 1/2 inch, and just look at the way that I'm using my corners as I set this guideline in. I'm not really using the blade. I'm really paying attention to how I shape this guideline. I'm going around it, and it's gonna end up being a rainbow-like shape when you get done. All right, but you're just really going around that triangle shape that you set with your bald line. So right here, I'm just cleaning it up as much as I can, because you want to make sure that everything is at that lever open length. All right, so make sure you go over the guidelines multiple times. So the next guideline I'm going to use is with the one guard with the lever open, and I'm feeding that hair into the teeth of the blades. All right, I'm going up about a 1/2 inch, and I'm still using that same technique where I use my corners, and I'm still shaping the blend as I go up. So keep that in mind. You always want to keep that shape, and you always want to go over the guideline multiple times to ensure that it's at that length. So at the start of it, you've seen me debulk. So now I'm just cleaning it up, going over that guideline a little bit more to make sure everything is at that length, and I'm flicking out. Although it looks like I'm using the full blade, I'm not. I'm only using my corners, because you want to use your corners in tight spaces. Next, I'm going to clipper over comb the bulk that's on top. So as you can see, I'm going sideways with my clipper at first, just to knock off major bulk. And after that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that the one blends into the bulk at the top. And the way that I'm going to do that is stick the comb in, go to that one guard, and move upward with my clippers to blend into that bulk at the top. So I always like to work my way back down using the same steps that I did previously. So I put back on the one guard, and I'm just cleaning up that area where I clipper over combed. Now all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close the lever on that one guard and work on that middle line. Now I'm gonna soften it up. This is not gonna take it out totally. This is just gonna make it easier so you could come behind it with the next step. Now putting on the zero guard with the lever fully closed and a flick out motion, I'm flicking out that middle line. Now it's much more easier for you to take it out because you softened it up. Also, I'm using my corners the entire time. Never once in this, me teaching you guys how to do this, have I used the full blade. All right, I just want to keep iterating that for you guys, so you're not using that full blade, because it's hard to focus on two sides at once, especially if you're working in this tight space. So me personally, I just went in with the lever fully closed, no guard, and I flicked out this bottom line. Now, if you want to take baby steps, you could do the lever halfway and then soften it up first and then close it. That way I find it a little bit easier as well to take out that bottom line. But me, I learned off of just opening as I go. Start with the lever fully closed and then opening up the lever as I go higher. So now you're gonna see me detail pretty much every single step. I'm gonna detail the bulk that's at the top, and then you're gonna see me drop down a guard size and debulk the middle a little bit, kind of knock out those areas where I see bulk. Detailing as much as possible. What I like to do when I detail is I like to refer to the mirror or the camera in the lens, all right, because it gives you a different perspective on what the blend is gonna look like, or what it looked like through a different eye. You know what I'm saying? It's just different. You know what I mean? So also, if you don't have access to a mirror, I like to rest my eyes, because there was a point in time when I was in barber school, I couldn't really see the haircut in the mirror because the mirror was so far back. But you know what I mean? I like to rest my eyes, come back to the blend, and then it shows you get fresh new eyes, and you get to look at the blend a different way and see certain areas where you just couldn't see at first because you're staring at this blend the whole time. So you're gonna see me use the corners of my blade, kind of get in those areas where I see bulk, adjusting my lever. These are all signs and things that you need to do when detailing your work, taking that blend to the next level. I'm gonna finish off with my Stylecraft Instinct shavers just to make the bottom half razor bald. This is gonna make that blend pop. So what you do to one side is the same exact thing that you do to the other side. What you want to do is memorize these steps though, all right? These steps is very important. It'll cut down on your time, especially when you think about having to think about what to do next. You don't want to have to think about what to do next. You just want to do it, all right? You want to have these steps just so embedded in your mind that it just comes like second nature, all right? So make sure you memorize these steps, and cutting hair will be faster. So as far as doing the lineup, it's best to keep a natural line, but me, I like to put my spin on how the curve looks. All right, I don't just, I'm not basic with it. If I need to push it a little bit to get a certain curve that I want, I'm gonna do so just so I can get that unique look. All right, but for the most part, I'm not trying to push my client back any further than I need to. I'm just trying to get that look to be real symmetrical and unique. Now, when I start the lineup in the front, I always like to start off in the middle. My client didn't want his widow's peak, and honestly, it would have just looked weird if I kept it. All right, so I'm gonna start in the middle, go to the right, and then go to the left because it just cuts out the distance that you have to go. So rather than starting from one end to the other, start in the middle. So right now, I'm not gonna use the T outliner on the vertical bar. I'm gonna use my Andis Slimline Pro Li because it has a smaller blade and I don't wanna risk taking off a half of his eyebrows, okay? So you wanna make sure you use smaller blades when working in this area. So for all my students out there, when it comes to enhancements, I would prefer you guys not to use enhancement while you're in school trying to learn. Just because it just takes away from you actually perfecting, you know, the actual cut. So what you want to do in school is just be anti-enhancements, all right? You should be anyway. Like, you should be wanting to, at this part, you should be like really bashing me for using enhancements while you're in school. But once you mastered, you know, really cutting hair and perfected the blend and perfected the cut, this is just a way to take the blend to the next level, the haircut as a whole to the next level. Next, I'm gonna take out my duck clips and just blow dry and style his hair to the way he wants. So now that I have it blow dried in the style, I'm gonna add some texture powder in his hair just to create some volume. Listen, let me tell you why they call me 360. When they sit in my chair, I spin them in a full 360, and they come out looking like, got it, huh? Got it, got it, got it, got it, yeah! YouTube, this is the cut. And if you like it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. Also, HustleDreamProduction, that's my brother. He does all my beats. His YouTube channel will be linked in the description below. Make sure you guys go give him a follow. Also, if you want to know where you can find any tools that you've seen in this video, links will be in the description below. Otherwise, you guys can follow me on Instagram and TikTok. My TikTok is official360Jeezy and my Instagram is 360Jeezy. But it's your boy 360Jeezy, and I'm out of here.